I appreciate you coming back to our channel. Another significant step has been made in the concerning accusations of drug use and misconduct involving Michael Tate and the Newsboys. Michael Tate spoke up just as we were talking about how the band's story has changed and how it has affected Christian radio. Michael Tate issued a statement today, June 10th, titled "My Confession." This is going to blow your mind, I swear. Following weeks of allegations, increasing pressure, and conflicting Newsboys reports, Tate has openly acknowledged many of the items Roy's report discovered. Let's follow his pitiful story word for word. The Truth About Me by Michael Tate. Sadly, the majority of the recent reports about my careless and harmful actions, such as my drug and alcohol misuse and sex, are accurate. I drank too much, had unwelcome intercourse with men, and was dependent on cocaine for 20 years to come. I never provide an explanation when someone asks me to explain my decisions or behavior. To put it simply, sin is what God says it is. I am solely accountable. I do not contest the content of the charges against me, even though I admit that they may be somewhat baseless. In January, I quit Newsboys abruptly to go to therapy. Living two lives at once was harmful for me on all levels, and I had had enough. If I had spent 6 weeks receiving treatment at a rehabilitation facility in Utah, my life might not have ended in tragedy. Since then, I've made strides toward recovery, but I'm still far from done. I hate to say it, but I have been dishonest with a lot of people for years, including my family, friends, and coworkers. Most of the time, I felt like I was balancing two whole different lives. From Monday night at home to Sunday night on stage, my personality evolved. My pious parents had taught me to follow Jesus, yet I was defying them all. I upset the God I had sang to my entire life by doing this. I credit His grace with making the last 6 months unlike anything I've ever encountered. I have placed my faith in a loving and merciful God in the middle of my complete breakdown. What I will never be able to go past is the fact that I have hurt so many people. I implore and hope that others will forgive me because I am undeserving. I've even considered the possibility that God is the only one who can truly forgive me. I would like to offer my apologies to everyone I have harmed. I'm sincerely sorry. I pray that the one who is able to forgive, heal, and give hope will discover the people I have hurt and offer them hope and healing. Before this latest news, I had already started planning to get better and get back to normal. I am appreciative to the few mental health professionals who saw my brokenness and came together in a show of prayer, support, and compassion, as well as my loving family, friends, and counselors. It takes us to places we don't want to go, stays there longer than we want to, and costs us more than we want to. I'm ready to face the repercussions of my transgression, and I'm determined to persevere through the challenging process of repentance and healing. In order to focus, I like to work alone and away from attention. I recognize, accept, and thank everyone whose faith, respect, or trust I may have damaged as a result of my actions. The idea of someone losing confidence in Jesus or deciding not to follow Him because I haven't lived up to His standards is something I can't bear. The reason is because only He has the ability to save us. Have mercy on me, O God, according to your loving kindness. I've been writing that petition all year, just like King David did in Psalm 51. Fix my mistakes. I must purge myself of all sins. I am completely at fault. I find it easy to acknowledge my mistakes because I am always conscious of them. God, change my heart. Give me back the strength of my spirit. This strong comment makes me very sad. Tate asserts that the majority of the criticisms directed at his detrimental behaviors, including his drug and alcohol misuse and sexual misconduct, are true. He says he has been using cocaine for almost 2 decades, drinking too much alcohol, and most importantly, having unwelcome intercourse with guys. I don't blame anyone or anything but myself, is his statement of total responsibility for his acts, which disavows any guilt. The man has admitted to lying to everyone, including his loved ones, fans, and co-worker. Tate now acknowledges that he has been living 2 entirely different lives, supporting the Newsboys' initial claim of having 2 lives. What does this mean, please? I want to start by expressing how much this statement has meant to the folks who are allegedly hurt. After years, if not decades, of silence, rumors, and denials, their accuser has now come clean and admitted that what they said was true. This is a huge step toward justice, and one can only hope, rehabilitation for those who have suffered. I want to apologize to everyone I've offended, Tate said. In response, they are receiving "I'm truly sorry" statements. Additionally, Michael Tate claims that he needed medical attention and quit the Newsboys in January. After spending 6 weeks at a rehabilitation center, he stopped using drugs and alcohol. He states unequivocally that the difficult work of forgiving sin and mending in peace and silence will go on. Leave here with the reporters. He is on a quest to make things right. Lastly, the statement supports the Newsboys' allegation that Tate acknowledged living a double life prior to his departure. In the meantime, it brings up the same issues that we have been talking about. Adam Age admitted that he had heard rumors about him and that he might have been living this way and lying to his bandmates for a long time. The extent to which Tait's inner circle and management either ignored or were ignorant of this is now even more clear. Shocked and dismayed, the Newsboys said, "We had no idea things could get this bad." Even though Tait's statement proves that he was living a second life, that line is still hazy. Were the prevalence of substance abuse and sexual assault not taken seriously? Tait acknowledges that she has inadvertently had sexual contact with males. It's not exactly that much to have two lives. What about Wes Campbell, the Newsboys manager who reportedly complained for years about being spotted with other men on the tour bus? Or into the allegations are supported by Tait's admission that she unintentionally made sexual contact with men. How could the band have been oblivious to Tait's double life when management was getting complaints? Tait's speech was a turning point, but it does not release him from accountability for the problems facing Christian music today. This kind of statement will change the focus of the discussion from whether these things happened to who allowed the extended silence and how it was maintained. Given Tait's own remarks, the response from the music industry, including K-Love's decision to quit music creation and radio stations discontinuing it, becomes much more believable. There will be more calls for responsibility and openness in Christian music. Everyone is affected by this intense and emotional event, from Tait and the Newsboys to their millions of fans. Tait yearns to be healed and to turn from his sins. There must be a significant change there. Nonetheless, the Christian music business is soberly reminded by this admission of the urgent need for change and their sincere dedication to truly protecting the weak. When Michael Tate was honest, what were your first impressions? How does this change the way you think about the issue? Enter your response in the space provided below. Thank you for listening as always. We'll keep an eye out for developments on this story.